Kapolei. It's been coined the second city, but why? What does it offer? Yes, it's got the conveniences of all the big box stores. It gives you the best bang for your buck when it comes to homes, and also it is very family oriented, but is it the right spot for you? Well, we're gonna dive into it and we're gonna find that out. Stick around to get all the details. See you on the other side. Now let's talk about the location of Kapolei. Yes, it's been coined the second city, and as you can see around me, it definitely helps facilitate that. There's a lot of businesses, and Kapolei wasn't always like this. Actually, back in the day, it used to be just all sugarcane fields and pineapple fields. But in the 1980s, developers came in, they saw the opportunity to help with the pressure of low housing that was out here, and they started building a lot of homes. So you'll see a lot of developments out here, and a lot of the homes that were built generally in the 2000s and 90s. You'll have some of the older ones in the older parts, but that's generally what you're gonna find in Kapolei. Now, what do people also love about this area? Well, not only is it the convenience, you've got all the big box stores that you want, the Walmarts, the Costco's, the Sam's Clubs, the Home Depots, everything is conveniently located here. You don't really have to leave unless you have to leave. And if you do, that's one other thing you gotta battle is the traffic. It's only about 22 miles to Honolulu, but without traffic, it's only about 30 minutes. With traffic, it could take you upwards to an hour and a half, 2 hours. Now, one way they have been trying to battle that is with the tram, which I'm not gonna get too deep into right now. They do have a tram that goes from Kapolei to Pearl City, which can be convenient for certain people, but hopefully it'll get to Ala Moana soon, which will actually serve its true purpose to battling that traffic. But for now, Kapolei is a hustle and bustle town and offers a lot of bang for your buck when it comes to your homes, and we'll talk a little bit about the construction type and the type of homes you can get out here. All right, now let's talk about the pros and cons of living out here in Kapolei. So let's start with the pros. Pro number one, and the first thing I always think about when I think of Kapolei, is the convenience. So if you are someone who likes the suburban life and want all the conveniences of having those big box stores, you're gonna have them all here in Kapolei. You've got the Home Depot, the Costco's, the Target, the TJ Maxx, the Ultas, and pretty much everything you need within a couple-minute drive. The second thing would definitely be the home construction type. So again, like we discussed, the history of this place, it used to be all ag land. Developers came in the 80s and they started building new homes. So a lot of the homes are built in the 90s and 2000s. So it's gonna be something a little bit easier to transition from if you're coming from the mainland and you're coming to Hawaii. This is where you're gonna find those new constructed homes with the central AC, dual pane windows, and everything you could possibly imagine. The third pro would definitely be the most bang for your buck. This is where you're gonna get those newer constructed homes like we discussed before, but definitely at or below what the median sales price is, which right now is about 1.1, 1.2 for a single family home. The next pro would be weather. And that could be a pro or a con, depending on how you look at it. I'm definitely sweating right now, but if you like the sun and you're not a big fan of rain, you won't get any of it out here. So you'll be getting plenty of sun, you'll definitely get a nice tan, and sometimes it can be a bit of a con because it might be a little too hot for some people. And the last pro would definitely be the appreciation rate out here in Kapolei. So we've been seeing a lot of properties being built, new construction, but also a lot of people buying and selling. And a lot of people want to live here because of all those things I discussed before. So on average, we're looking at about 5% appreciation for condos and about 10.1% appreciation for single family homes from 2024 to 2025. We talked about the pros, let's go into the cons. Con number one, and a big one, whenever you're living in West Oahu, Kapolei, Makakilo, wherever on West Oahu, is going to be the commute. So like we discussed before and in many other videos, that traffic can be quite a bear. It's only about 22 miles to Honolulu and maybe only take you 30 minutes, but with traffic, it could be upwards of an hour and a half, 2 hours. The second con would be that they're still developing this place. Yes, everything's brand new, but additionally, you may be concerned about maybe a building blocking your view, or it's still just being built. So it's just something you have to keep in mind. The third con would definitely be that it's hot and dry. Like we discussed in pros, it's hot, it's nice, but also sometimes it can be a little too hot, which can lead us into our fourth con, which would be expect higher electrical bills because you're gonna be having the AC on to battle that heat. And another con would be that guy right there. Every about 10 minutes, you're gonna have a plane flying over. Now, a lot of the homes are built for that in mind, so it'll be quiet when you're inside, but outside, you just get used to hearing planes fly over, right in a flight path. And the last con would be, yes, there's tons of restaurants, places for shopping, but if you're looking for nightlife, Kapolei might not be the spot for you. You're gonna wanna drive to town if you really wanna have a night out on the town. Now let's talk construction type and home prices out here in Kapolei. Now when it comes to construction type, the common theme that we talked about, all the homes out here are gonna be built in the last 20 or 30 years, but a lot of them in the 90s and 2000s more specifically. Now, those homes are gonna be some that are brand new, like Ho'opili or this new construction that we're gonna talk about today. And then also when it comes to home prices, if you're looking at condos and townhomes, those are gonna be between $500 and $850. And for single family homes, you're looking at about $850, $900, upwards to $1.5. But that's definitely gonna be the best bang for your buck on this island when it comes to quality of home and the price you pay per square foot. Now, with that being said, today we're gonna spotlight this amazing new construction. And no, we're not gonna talk about Ho'opili. This is a new area built by Gentry called Ka'ulu. Let's check it out. Now, Ka'ulu does give you a few different options in the type of homes that you can get. We're gonna step into this beautiful model home, which is a single family home. But if you don't need that much house, or maybe you're working on a different budget, they do also offer some of these townhomes over here that are much more flexible, especially when it comes to price. Now, when it comes to price, if you're looking for a single family home, you're looking at about $950 and up. And for a townhome, it's gonna be closer to that $700 to $750 range. Now, they also offer affordable housing, which does have some stipulations and rules, which we'll go over, and those actually start in the 600s. But with that being said, let's check out this beautiful single family home. Okay, this home has some beautiful touches and designs, as you can see, but it doesn't come just like this. It'll have the same footprint. You'll even have these cabinets and these countertops, but what you won't have is some of the design when it comes to the wallpaper, the finishes with the drapes. So just keep that in mind that it just is gonna give you inspiration, but all those upgrades don't come with the property as it's been professionally designed by a professional designer. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the prices before we look at this stunning home. Now this, as of now, and it could change when you're actually looking at it, but the price as of now is $968,000 for this 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. This is the Hoku model. It's just about 1,600 square feet. Now it is all basically zero lot line, so you will be sharing your yard with the next door neighbor's wall, which you'll see in this video right here. But you do have some outdoor space, which is sometimes hard to come by out here in Kapolei. Now let's talk about how you can get your hands on one of these beautiful properties. Now, in the past, they used to do it on a lottery system when the market was crazy. The market has slowed down a bit, so now it is on a first come, first served basis. So if you're at all interested, feel free to reach out to me. I got my contact information right here. I can get you all the details you need. Additionally, they do have these affordable housing programs where you can actually buy some of these homes $100,000 below market value. Now, there are some stipulations and regulations with that. For example, you have to be under a certain amount when it comes to income, below the median income for Hawaii, as well as you have to live in the property for 5 years and you can't rent it out. Lastly, you do have to give a bit of a kickback back to the developer when you do sell that property after the 5 years. Right now, I think it's at about $5,000, but just a few years ago, it was like 30 or 40 grand. So 15K isn't that bad to get a property 100 grand below market value. Now let's talk about things to do out here in Kapolei. The first one is going to be the obvious, shopping. There's plenty of shopping to do out here, like we've discussed in regards to convenience. You've got all the big box stores, some boutique shops, and plenty of places to eat as well. The next thing you want to do is enjoy the beach. You're out here in Hawaii, so go enjoy the beach. You've got Nimitz Beach. You also have White Plains, which is a great surfing joint. And also, if you don't want to get in the water at the beach, maybe you're not a saltwater fan for whatever reason, you can actually enjoy the lineup over at Waikai, where you can actually surf a standing wave. It's a man-made wave. And also they have basically like a Ninja Warrior obstacle course for the kids, which is also something you definitely want to check out. Also, another thing you want to do out here is if you're a big golfer, you're not going to want to look anywhere else on the island, because out here, I believe they have 8 different golf courses between Kapolei and Ewa, which are right next to each other. Well, that pretty much wraps it up. We covered a lot in this video. We went over the pros and cons of Kapolei, home prices, construction types. We even saw that beautiful new construction home out here, and also things to do. So if you have any other questions about living out here in Hawaii or Kapolei specifically, feel free to reach out to me. I'm Patrick with PatrickFallingRealty.com, powered by eXp Realty. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Aloha.